Hello algebra students, and welcome. This will be your first lecture, and this is all about very simple linear equations. Equations that really just take one step to solve. And if you think about something like this, if I have x plus 12 equals 15, well, what we're looking for here is what x is. And really what that means is, what is it that I have to add to 12 to get 15? You can probably do that in your head and know that the answer is 3. But the way that we solve this mathematically using algebra is we want to isolate the x, get x all by itself. And so what I do is I subtract 12 from each side like that, and I draw a line under each one. It's really not proper to draw a big line because we have this equal sign here, and when these are two separate expressions. So when I do this subtraction, I get x is equal to 3. That's my result. I put a box around it, and although we won't do this very often, we can always check our work. And so what we're asking is, does 3 plus 12 equal 15? So we put a little question mark there, and we know that 3 plus 12 is 15. So 15 is equal to 15, and yes indeed, x equals 3 is our solution. So here are two more problems, very similar, and all we're going to do here is, instead of adding or subtracting to both sides, we're going to multiply both sides by the same number. And I'll talk about that in a second. On this first problem, it's possible for you to think that it's best to divide each side by 4. I think it's probably better mathematics to think about multiplying each side by 1/4. And as we continue through the course, you'll see why that's true. But 1/4 times 4 is equal to 1, so this part is just equal to x, and 12 times 1/4 is 3. And there's my solution to that problem. This next one's a little bit more tricky because we have a -7 here. And so all I want to multiply by both sides is, take a second, what do you think it is? I hope you said -1/7. Both sides. -1/7. And here we get x, and here 28 times -1/7 is -4. And there are two more problems that are pretty simple to handle. Okay, and here are just two more. And so what we want to do on these is get rid of the fraction. And so here's how we do that. To get rid of the 4 on the bottom, all we do is multiply each side by 4. And let's just look over here. To get rid of 2/3, what do we multiply each side by to get rid of 2/3? Okay, it's 3/2. So we're kind of working both of these problems at the same time. So here what we're looking at is 4 times x over 4, and that's just going to be x equals 20, and that's my solution for that problem. Here the whole point of multiplying by 3/2 is to get rid of the 2/3, and so I get x is equal to, and now I have 3 over 2 times 12, and if you want to do a little bit of the work, 2 goes into 12, 6, and 6 times 3 is 18. And that's pretty much how you solve these very simple one-step problems.